The United Kingdom continues to effectively have no borders as the crisis of illegal migration escalates up to a point where economic migrants are now undermining the genuine political refugees. Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is a topic that we talk about on a regular basis on this channel, mainly because the rest of the mainstream media are not really covering it the way they should be covering, considering that we now have I think 4 days now over the last month or so that for one day we had over 1,000 people crossing the English Channel, and there's a number of issues with it, of course, when it comes to public resources and everything else that we currently have. That aside, this whole situation is undermining what's happening with genuine asylum seekers and also legal economic migrants who are still waiting in the queue. Now, the latest figures is from yesterday. We had over 750 people. These are the images that we have thanks to Active Patriots and the others who have been near Dover filming this. Again, a massive thank you to Active Patriot and many others who are around Dover and Kent filming these situations. But also, the biggest data that we had is from a couple of days ago. 1,065 illegal migrants managed to enter the country. This is another footage we have from Active Patriot. Yep, that massive ship brought in 1,065 illegal migrants there on Sunday. And as we say, this crisis is not just, well, making fun of our country, that the fact that we don't really have a border, really. It doesn't just affect our public resources around the country in terms of accommodation, in terms of the taxpayers' money being wasted on it. It doesn't just undermine the fact that there are legal economic migrants around the world who have skills, who have talents, who have investment that they could actually bring in, contribute to, but these are still waiting because everything has to be delayed while we process the illegals. The other problem we have is that thanks to the information we have from the Refugee Council, and this information is actually kind of saddening because they're now saying, because the numbers have gone so high, everyone thought, well, that means that the Home Office will be just rejecting more than approving. But actually, in reality, about 70% of applications are now being accepted. And that aside, 48% of those that get rejected still get approved after the process of appeal. The problem we have here is that there used to be a time when an asylum seeker, an actual political refugee, will have to prove their case. They have to provide evidence of some sort of identity, some sort of actual story, what's going on. If they do go back to that country that they came from, that's how you do it. Right now, considering we have seen footage in the past that of these migrants on the boat, they have their passport or ID, they get rid of them in the sea, in English Channel, before they get to our borders. So they are already lying. Not only they are obviously entering the country illegally, that's one thing. They are lying about their identity. Why are they lying? Why do you not have your ID? Considering that if you're a genuine asylum seeker, how is it that the Home Office are approving about 68-69% of these cases? You don't actually know their names because they don't have an ID. You don't really know their cases. Now, there will be some genuine asylum seekers who bring with them documents and evidence of what they were up to in their country and why they had to run away. That's fine. And even those historically used to get rejected. How are we approving 68-69% of these people who are coming in and we don't really have any idea who they actually are? the logic would have said that while numbers are going up, the Home Office are surely rejecting the majority of these cases. No. The problem is they're actually approving them, and this is actually undermining genuine political refugees. For example, those who are currently in Iran or just basically left Iran or are waiting or are basically applied for asylum, and they might be in a camp somewhere, or they might be just be by the border in Iran, or some actually claim asylum whilst they're still in Iran. They could go to the British embassy, and that's not easy anymore these days. They are not being paid attention to because someone from Albania paid so much money to a people smuggler to get on a boat. This is the real crisis as well, for because we have our crisis from our perspective in this country, the burden on our public resources and everything else, and the culture. But then you also have the crisis for those who actually genuinely need help. Now, when it comes to, for example, the Iranians, these political refugees, they are genuine refugees in the sense that they see these places as a temporary home. The moment Iran gets sorted out and the Islamic regime, the mullahs run away, they all have clarified, they've all said so many times, we will go back to our country. They are just a guest. Would you rather have a political refugee that is a guest here and they would go back because they see somewhere like Iran their real home? Or would you rather have an Albanian criminal who pays a people smuggler without any identification, comes here and somehow gets approved? Why? On what grounds? Albania is a safe country. That's just one example. There are also so many other countries right now. It's not just Albania right now that we are seeing this a crisis from. But that's the truth. Who in the mainstream media is willing to say what I just said? Not many, right? This is why this channel has to exist. This is why your support is needed more than ever before. Because we have to do something about this. We have to start some sort of campaign. We have many people like Active Patriot and others in Kent who are doing a great job reporting this. But we need more. We need to do more. Otherwise, this complacency is going to create more of a problem for future generations. Now, we're going to come back in half an hour. I'm going to take a quick break, and we're going to tell you about the clash between Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner. Even the Labour Party are all over the place, let alone our political establishment, the Conservative government. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.